Hey guys, Robert again from Australian Camping and 4-Wheel Drives. Hey, today I wanted to have a chat about some generators. There's lots of different generators you can get out there on the marketplace, and when you go off places like camping, sometimes it's handy to have something like that there. A generator essentially is a device which runs on some type of petrol, or sometimes you can get them running on diesel as well, and they generate electricity, and then they supply that to the goods that you want to be running. So, for example, that could be a microwave, for example. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about what we've got here with this caravan, and talk to you a little bit about different types of things that you can look for when you're going and selecting your generator itself. So we've got the super cheap generator sitting here behind us. This generator is a 2,200 watt generator, and so what they have on them, down the front down here, you've actually got two 240 volt sockets, and these are your 15 amp sockets, guys. So if you go and have a look at the plug which is on the end of your power cable, you'll see that all three prongs generally are the same size, and that's a 10 amp power socket. Your 15 amp power socket's the earth pin, which is the bottom pin, which I'll show you in a moment, is a little bit thicker. So this here, this is a 10 amp socket, and you'll see, it's hard to do with one hand, guys, but this pin here is pretty much the same size as all the other pins there as well. The other type you can get is a 15 amp power cable, and that's what this is here. You'll see there down the bottom there's a larger earth pin, and they're your 15 amp sockets, guys. And generally when you're using a caravan, you'll need to be using a 15 amp cable. So like when you go to a caravan park and places like that, you'll be plugging in and they'll be able to provide your caravan with up to 15 amps, for example. So that's what these sockets are down the bottom down here, and then up top here you've got a cigarette lighter socket. This can provide up to 12 volts, DC at 5 amps, and then you've got USB ports as well. Man, we all use USB these days, don't we? So that's a handy thing there to have also. And that's just your reset button up top up there for your DC. This guy here, this is called a smart throttle, and what that does is it actually adjusts the revs of the engine, so that when you need more power, the revs will pick up, and when you don't, it drops down. When you've got that off, it just essentially goes at the same output all the time. These little indicators on the side here, this little one shines up green, lets you know when it's actually ready to get going. The overload alarm, look, it'll cut all the power to everything, and this little light will come on. It comes on orange and lets you know that there's an issue there, so you essentially have to power your generator off and restart her up, as far as I'm aware. And you've got the low oil alarm there as well. So these generators don't come with oil, so when you get one of these out of the box for the very first time, it's got a little screw over the side over here, guys. This is the one up here. You need to unscrew that, and down the bottom down there, it's got a little set of instructions. You can see there's a little plug you pull out, and you just fill that up with oil until it's level with the surface. Then you've got all the oil in there that you need. You do need to change that every so often as well. Have a look at your recommendations from your manual to find that information out also. So the way this one actually starts, hey, I was actually quite confused the very first time I had to go at this one. I'll show you why. Down here, it's got this little arrow, and one says off, and this is on. So I figured, this is pointing down, this is on, and that's off. But it's actually the opposite, guys. When it's up this way, this is actually off. When it's like that, that's actually on. Okay, guys? So something you need to note there. The other thing is when you're starting this thing, you always should put it on the start position. And the other thing you need to do is up top up here as well. You'll see it's got this on position here and off. And what this does is it lets the air get into the generator, into the petrol compartment, so it doesn't cause a vacuum in there, because after a while no fuel will get through if there's a vacuum in it. So that's what that's doing, guys. So I'll show you how it works. Well, I'll try and get this done with one hand. So we've got our thing on the start position. We need to push this onto the on position, so I'll push it up. And then we're going to try and pull the handle one-handed. Try that again. There you go. Sorry I can't show you that, but trying to do it one hand is difficult. And so that's it going. At the front, you put that smart throttle on. This is the run position. So you have that in the run position, and then you'll hear it'll tick away quite nicely, hey. To turn it off, it's much the same. Essentially what you need to do on these guys, this little guy here, turn that down, the generator will go for a while, and then it'll just run out of fuel and it'll just turn off as well. So how you hook up power, pretty simple. Plug it into the front, into your 240 volt socket in here. And then the other end will go obviously up into the back of your van, up into it there as well, hey. So we'll show you how that works. We'll get the generator going, and we'll go into the caravan and we'll show you the microwave going, hey. The microwave, our microwave is an 800 watt microwave, so that's perfect for this generator. This is a 2.2 kilowatt, so 2,200 watts. We had a look at our air conditioner, and our air conditioner, it says it runs around 2,600 watts to 3,200 watts. So I suppose you could run it for short periods of time on some settings which weren't going to draw a high amount of current. But to be quite honest, I probably wouldn't. It's probably not worthwhile. There's a possibility maybe you could damage your air conditioner. I'm not too sure on that. I think what you're better off to do, if you want to run an air conditioner, get a generator that size exactly for your air conditioner as well, hey. Okay, so here we are inside the van at the moment. I've got no windows open at the minute, eh, so she's hot. And so here's the microwave we have, and we need to make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, so now we hit start, and if we head outside, so the generator, you hear the revs pick up on it as well, hey. So and then we turn this microwave off. Perfect. And you hear the generator, she drops back down again in the revs that it has as well. So look, that's a real brief overview of how you can use it. You can use it for anything, so televisions are a good option as well. Mind you, these days, you know, when you get a television, hey, they run on 12 volt, lots of them as well. But you know, if you've got any other equipment that you need to run, some people need to run medical equipment and that as well. Perfect for that type of use. Generally what you probably do is you probably actually get your generator, and you'd probably move that off somewhere away from the campsite so that's not as noisy. It's not that bad, but it's not something you want to have sitting in your ear hole all the time, eh? So that's the noise that it is from here. That's passable, I reckon. But yeah, I reckon, hey, get some long power cables, move it away from you, so you don't have that background noise as well. So look, guys, that's the Tool Pro generator. You can get them available from Supercheap Auto. They actually stock these things. And if you need to go to a large generator, you probably have to look at some other brand names as well. Pretty sure that the generators that Supercheap carry only go up to 2,200 watts. You can get generators that go up a lot higher. No, I think the next step up's around about 3.5 kilowatts, and they get up to about 5 kilowatts as well. So you can get other generators to suit those purposes also, guys. Silly me, almost forgot. Hey, I wanted to talk about some other products that you can use as well. So when you go to caravan parks, we were talking about how before a lot of them have the 15 amp sockets. You can actually get things like this. Now I can't remember the brand name. Where is it here? Amphibian. So what this product does is it takes in a 15 amp socket, and it just goes up inside in there, and it's all waterproof, guys. And out the other side, you've got one of the 10 amp plugs. So, get this right, that's your 10 amp plug. So if you ever go places like, you know, your house at home, where generally you won't have a 15 amp socket, you can use this product here, and you can plug it in, and you can actually get your caravan working that way. It won't provide you the full 15 amps, that's one thing you've got to be aware of. So you just got to be a bit careful about the things you actually are running, so that you don't go over that 15 amps either. The other thing I want to talk to you about as well is this little guy, this thing here. So if you're wondering like how you know how much wattage your products draw, I purchased one of these on eBay, and they call it, I think, a watt meter. Yeah, and essentially what happens is they just plug into your power socket, and when you plug it in, it actually displays the amount of watts that product is drawing. So like if you want to get an idea, you know, of the amount of power that something's going to consume, there's a great way of doing it. You plug this in, run it for a little bit, see what the maximum wattage it gets up to, and that'll give you a real good idea of the current that your product's going to draw as well, so the wattage, I should say. that your product's going to draw as well. So it gives you some idea on the wattage that you need for your generator. You do need to be careful with some products because they have like a peak power that they draw. Some have a surge power as well. Things like drills, I think, and they have like a real high amount of current that they draw initially, and they drop down. So you've got to watch out for that also. There's the generator just stopped for us. That's nice. So yeah, so that's something else you might want to consider as well. A little watt meter, plug that in into your power supply at home, and see what the currents are actually drawing, so you can get some idea. So you can make sure that you're staying below the wattage of your generator as well. All right, guys. Look, I hope that's been of help. If you've got any questions, pop it down in the comments below, and we'll go through them later. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.